I think we're live. Hangouts on air is going away later this year. For quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to do this live streaming thing. But hi everybody. This is Sound Booth Theater Live. We're live. Live is living. I'm tired. I almost didn't do the show today. Very beat. Had a crazy weekend last weekend, the Here Now Festival. Um I hope you guys caught the replay videos from the stream that Annalise did, and I hope you saw the live performances that we did. I'm so proud of the crew for doing that, for stepping up and doing such a great job with our live performances. I'm very happy with Emily Labus, our communications manager, who actually wrote the meta narrator script. And everyone just did a fantastic job. The authors that came out for the Lit RPG panel, thank you guys so much for coming out and seeing my hometown. And it was just all around a great time. We got to party together. We got to hang out. I got to hang out with Dakota Kraut and Danielle Kraut from Mountaindale Press. They were lovely people. And yeah, that was an excellent but very tiring weekend. And then after they all left, Annie and I had to stick around. Well, obviously it's my house, so I'm going to stay. But Annie had to stick around, and Aaron J. Morton, from the music producer for the first Monster Hunt NYC, came out. We went out to Tulsa. I went out to Tulsa to do the music last year with him, but this year he came out here and he came out here, and we did another 2 days of music, 11 tracks we stuffed into 2 days of work. Now it's all just recorded. It hasn't been mixed. He hasn't added all of his magic that he does to all of it. There's still some stuff that needs some work, but all in all, we had a fantastic couple of days, and as always, Annie just effortlessly was able to come up with some of the best stuff um, that that's going to be on Monster Hunt 2, and I'm just so excited for the first one to actually hit the market. If you guys haven't found out yet, Monster Hunt NYC is available. I'm a narrator, I'm a professional talker, and I pronounced available. I pronounce that word available because I prefer it, and that's what professionals do. They change the language. Anyway, so it will be available July 9th. It's on pre-order now though, so go get it so that you don't miss a second of it. I don't know. Does that even make sense? Just go get it, okay? It's gonna be amazing. We had a beta listeners this time. I'm hoping that we can get some other authors to give their opinion of it, give us some quotes for the marketing. We're gonna put together a video. Um, I know we kind of like try to put together videos a lot and we just never have time, but this one's gonna be really important. Hopefully, we can get a video on the front page of Audible to advertise Monster Hunt because it's a big deal, guys. It's huge. The biggest production I've ever done as far as just pure production value, full sound effects and music. Jeez, come on now. Stupid carpet. Don't bunch up under my chair. Trying to kill me. And I need to get water. But please pick up Monster Hunt. And we have a great Sound Booth Theater Live coming up for you guys. We have Earth Force by Shemer Kuznits, which is actually going to be narrated by Ray Porter. I want to say Ray Porter. I apologize if Ray Porter is not the narrator of Earth Force, but I think that's him. That I'm not sure when that's coming out, but I'm sure he'll do a great job. But I wanted to hype up the book anyway for Shemer because he's a good man and he makes good stories, and I support him. So I'll be right back with some water, and then I can get started on Earth Force. I think I'm gonna just drink out of this today, just as a sight gag, you know. Yeah. Can never have enough water, bro. Especially when your chair won't stop turning. I'm on a slight decline here. Ugh. I can't even get my chair right today. What is wrong with me? All sorts of difficulties. All right, so here goes. Besides Earth Force, we also have one other request. Let's see, Ignite, I believe it's called. Yes, Ignite, the Fireborn Chronicles, Book 1. I actually only used his pen name from Royal Road. It's actually Andre Pisco. And then we have me singing Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. I don't know if that's the name of the song. I just know those are some of the lyrics. And yeah, it's going to be painful. So that'll be some cringe theater at the very end. It's probably not going to be, unless I missed something, there's nothing explicit in the lyrics of that song. Like, maybe the female voice in the song like might talk about like I can give hand jobs better. And the dude's probably going to be like, you got me there. Maybe. I don't know. That could be in it. Never know. I'll put it under cringe theater just in case. All right, where we go? Where'd you guys go? I just had you. There it is. Okay. Um. All right. So why does it still say 5 waiting? Let me refresh this shit. 9. Okay, here we go. 9 watching, 8 watching. There we go. All right. So let me get on Gmail. 2% battery. Wonderful. Let's fix that right now. It's loading. They get more experience in that department, but don't they like just kind of get rid of it? Like, do you get all sensual with your whacking off? I mean, I think it could be argued that dudes know how to get off faster, but I don't know. That's a discussion for another day. How dare you start that? Ah! Why can't I just get a goddamn. Oh, here we go. Sound booth here live. Here we go. Okay. Looks like I got some fan mail to answer in here. 8-bit bastards, deck of souls. Clear blackout. Did I miss it? Search for Earth Force. Okay, looks like we don't have it. So I think I bought the book. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry it's taking so long. I just have to go by, or I think I already bought it anyway. Library. Earth Force, there it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna read from the first chapter, maybe? Unless any of you read it? Any of you guys um read Earth Force yet and have a favorite scene that you want me to read? Let me know. But for now, I'm gonna look for a bunch of dialogue to see what we can do. There's Lana and Nori. I don't know who they are. Um, hmm. Is Nori a dude? God damn it. Nori's a chick as well. Okay. I don't want to do two chicks talking to each other. Maybe in a different context I would, but not when it comes to narrating. Lana, Nori, Lana. Okay. Let's try some random place in the middle of the damn book. Oh, okay. Shemer never gave it to you. All right. Earth Force Rising, Chapter 15. I always laugh when I see an author writes a character gaped. I think you guys can just imagine where my mind goes there. It goes into the cringe theater mode. All right. So I have no idea what the hell's going on. I'm just skipping to chapter 15 because the first word of the chapter is a dude's name. So I'm hoping I'm at least gonna. Oh, god damn it. Lana, Nori, Nathan. Does Nathan even talk? It's all Lana and Nori. Come on. Fuck it. I'm just doing it. I don't care. Chapter 15 Earth Force Rising. Nathan! Lana. Lana. I'm going to say Lana. Lana bent over him and sighed in relief when she saw his spacesuit was still intact. The young man didn't seem injured, as far as she could tell, but his eyes were glazed over, the white showing. A movement caught her attention. Then Nori stumbled toward her. Lana gaped. One of the woman's arms was bent the wrong way, and her legs didn't seem to be working properly, but the tough navigator pushed through the pain to reach her. Nori, are you all right? She looked even worse from up close. I'll live, the tall woman said, clenching her teeth. I broke my arm, and I think I smashed both my kneecaps, but the tech's already working on fixing me up. Where's Bulko? Lana lifted a shaking hand and pointed at a boulder. The excavator stepped on him just as he was about to throw that boulder. I think... She swallowed hard. I think he's dead. Nori's expression hardened. We'll see about that. She limped toward the boulder and squatted next to it. A leg, obviously crushed, protruded from under it. Nori tapped the leg lightly. Wake up, big guy! A low moan sounded over their comms. Nori sighed in relief. He's alive. I figured it would take more than a giant rock to kill someone with his strength. She winced as she looked at her broken arm and glanced back at Lana. I'll need your help. I can't lift that thing on my own. Lana stared at her. What are you talking about? That thing must weigh a ton. We're on the moon, remember? It only weighs a couple 100 kilos at most. Lana's eyes lit up. Right. 16.5% of Earth. She frowned. That's still too heavy for us to lift. I know. Help me get to the Hummer. We'll shove the boulder off of him. We'll shove the boulder off him. How's about we have the narrator have an accent? Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't read that till now. Frenchman? Okay, we got 2 votes, 1 for Frenchman, 1 for Scott. Someone break the tie. I'll wait. Oh, now we got a 3-way tie. There we go. Boom. Lana's eyes lit up. Right. 16.5% of Earth. She frowned. That's still too heavy for us to lift. I know. Help me get to the Hummer. We'll shove the boulder off him. Lana shook her head. It's too risky. You could end up squashing him even more. Sorry, I have to pause between the characters and the narration now because it's so different. Okay. She looked with concern at Nathan's still body. I have an idea, but I'm worried about Nathan. Will you watch him? Nori let out a pained sigh. Sure. I can play sitter. Lana helped her limp over to Nathan, then walked to the disabled excavator. Lana, what are you doing? Just watch. She climbed on the machine's ring body and accessed the hacked terminal. Her fingers thrummed on the light console for a few seconds. Then she lifted her head. Then she lifted her head. Oof, it's tough. I can't fully control this thing. I don't have the right path for it, but I can still do this. Her fingers touched the final key. 2 giant legs unfolded underneath the construct. They gently squeezed the boulder and lifted, revealing the flattened engineer. His body was literally. His body was literally. His body was literally pressed in. Fuck me. His body was literally pressed into the ground, forming a human-shaped indent. It looked like every bone in his body had been broken, but his head appeared mostly intact, thanks to his shattered hands that were positioned protectively over it. Bulko's eyes fluttered, and he spoke weakly. Did we win? Yeah, we did. Lana smiled at him. Then her face fell as she looked at him. How do you feel? I think I suddenly understand what being a pancake feels like. Not a great experience, I can tell you that. Nori chuckled. If you're well enough to joke, I think you'll recover in no time. He winced in pain. I really hope so. Right now, the only thing that's keeping me lucid is that I can barely feel my body. You'll recover, Nori assured him. Nori assured him. I met a guy who had shattered his spine in a car accident that was back on his feet a day after the calamity. We don't have a day to stay put, Lana said. My suit has only 3 more hours of air left. Mine too, Bolko said. His voice sounded weaker. Thank God the aliens know how to build these things to last. An Earth-made spacesuit wouldn't have survived that hit. Nori put a hand on his shoulder, causing him to wince in pain. Sorry. Don't worry about oxygen. Worst case, I'll bring the Hummer and we'll return to Unity. But I don't think that will be necessary. We're level 5 now, so I think we should heal up pretty quickly. I can already move my arm a little, and my knees are feeling much better. That's right! Lana brightened. We leveled up! How cool is that? How did it happen? Nori asked. I'm not sure, the dark-haired woman admitted. I shot the console, just like Bulko said, and there was this weird component behind it. When I touched it, tech was extracted and we leveled up. So we can extract tech from machines now? Bulko's brow furrowed. That doesn't sound right. Alzigo told us that technology is infused by the ambient tech in the air, which is incompatible with us. Besides, the quantities are minuscule compared to what it takes to infuse live creatures. Lana shrugged. Lana shrugged. Lana shrugged. 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 Lana shrugged. I can't explain it, but that's what happened. Then what happened? Nori inquired. Oh my god, Nori inquired. Nori inquired. How did you stop it from killing us all? There are 4 consoles up there. I hacked one of them. Hacked it? Yeah. I got the level up message and acted on impulse. Apparently, my path hit a crossroad and admin was an option. So I chose it and hacked the terminal. Only... Nori frowned. Only what? The young woman shook her head. I don't know exactly how I did it. Everything looked so chaotic, I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Then, all of a sudden, the hack was successful, but... She hesitated. It required a score of 30 to hack. 30? Bulko struggled to move. He was already looking better. He was already looking better. How the hell did you manage that? My own path score is just 10. Mine's at 11. Lana nodded. She looked at Nathan's prone body and her voice lowered. She looked at Nathan's prone body and her voice lowered. I think Nathan helped me somehow. The console was full of symbols that didn't make any sense, but then he looked up for a split second and they suddenly ordered on their own. I think that's why he's unconscious. Like he's overtaxed himself or something. At least we won. Nori grabbed the younger woman's shoulder. With her good arm. Motherfuck. Nori grabbed the younger woman's shoulder with her good arm. With her good arm. Nori grabbed the younger woman's shoulder with her good arm. Oh my god. With her good arm. Nori grabbed the younger woman's shoulder with her good arm. Good arm. Good arm. Sorry, I'm not doing it again. That was a close call. Great job, Lana. You saved us all. If that thing had hit us with its energy beam, if you hadn't been so quick leveling up in the middle of a fight... She shook her head. Lana smiled ruefully. I kind of had to rush it, but I suggest the rest of you hold off leveling until we're back on Unity. Take time to do it right. Bulko grunted in approval and lifted an arm. Oh, dear God. I'm starting to get sensation back. How do you feel? Lana asked in concern. Like a giant motherfucking robot squashed me with a giant motherfucking boulder, he groaned. And it hurts like hell. You'll be all right, Nori said. She stood, grabbed her broken arm, and with a quick motion and a grunt of pain, pulled it straight. Oh my god, why is it so hard for me today? Usually my Scottish, lately my Scottish has been pretty good. So I'm kind of surprised that I'm fucking up so much. She stood, grabbed her broken arm, and with a quick motion and a grunt of pain, pulled it straight. Lana's eyes widened. What are you doing? You need to rest. The navigator shook her head. It was taking too long. We don't want to stay out in the open like this. Besides, she raised both hands and wiggled her fingers. I'm all good now. Bulko's eyes were also wide. Damn, girl. You're one crazy-ass kid, you know that? Don't even think of trying that shit on me. Unless you want to hear an old man scream. Don't worry, you're safe. Nori looked down at Nathan, who had started staring. Lana, I think he's coming around. The younger woman hurried toward her and leaned over the young man. His eyelids were fluttering and the whites of his eyes were no longer shown. Nathan? Nathan, are you all right? He opened his eyes. He opened his eyes and smiled weakly at her. He looked extremely tired. Lana let out a relieved sigh. You really had me worried there, you know? The excavator almost killed you. 3 times. Nathan winced in pain as he strained to stand. Here, let me help you. Lana helped him to his feet, and the young man curiously took in the sight of the immobile machine. Nathan, Lana hesitated. Did you help me hack it? He nodded, and his expression became haunted, almost fearful. You did what? Lana exclaimed. What's he saying? Nori asked. He tried to control the excavator using his path, but it took too much out of him. Instead, he helped me by lowering its defenses, but the strain was too great and he fainted. She huffed, looking at the pale young man. You shouldn't have done that. You didn't know what would happen. You could have died. Nathan nodded again and closed his eyes. Visions and feelings from the brief moment he allowed the tech to grab at him flashed in his mind. He shivered. He almost lost control of himself trying to form the connection. If he hadn't fainted. Kid, Bolko said to the still aggravated expert, his hands shaking as he rose into a sitting position. If he hadn't done that, we'd all be dead by now. If he hadn't done that, we'd all be dead by now. She huffed. Doesn't mean I have to like it. What's to like? The large man grunted. Let's just hope we didn't risk our lives for nothing. We still need to check what's inside those containers. Lana? Nori looked at her. All right, I'll go check. We hoped you'd volunteer. The young expert approached one of the containers and activated the terminal mounted on its side. In Thidlin standard container, trinium alloy, 35 tons, palladium alloy, 15 tons. Jackpot! She called excitedly. 35 tons of tritium and 15 tons of something called palladium. Nori frowned. Isn't it just a bit too convenient? We found the exact thing we were looking for. I don't think so, Bolko said, examining his hands as he clenched and unclenched his fists. According to that freaky alien merchant, trinium is a common alloy in tech-based technology. I examined the information we had on it while I was working on the ammo. It has a very intricate structure, beyond Earth's abilities to produce. Its component elements are common, but they aren't always found next to each other. Looks like the aliens found a spot right here and decided to start a little mining operation on the side. I'll check the excavator's log, Lana said. It should have more information. She went back to the folded machine and accessed the light console. She frowned as tidbits of information ran over the console. Fuck me. This is such a hard accent to do, no matter how good I get at it. It says here it was deployed 2 months ago with the objective to mine valuable minerals. Her fingers fluttered over the console. That's interesting. Looks like the owner returned several times to pick up the collected resources. The last time was 5 days ago. Bolko and Lana exchanged worried frowns. Lana continued tapping the console. There's also a partial mapping of the moon specifying high concentrations of minerals. Looks like this machine is capable of not only extracting various ores, but also of forgoing them into specific alloys. There's also a summary of everything it's produced. 86 tons of trinium, 31 palladium, and 200 kilos of... Oh my. What is it? Nori asked. Mithril, the woman replied in wonder. Looks like Tolkien was onto something. Think he was an alien? I doubt it. It's probably just a translation of the alien language. I'm guessing this stuff has properties like the ones described in our fantasy literature. Which are? Bulko asked. Light and strong. It also says here it only reached 53% capacity, Lana said as she pored over the monitor. Lana said as she poured over the monitor. The excavator needs 4 more days to fill the containers. We don't have that time, Nori said. We'll take the containers as they are now. 86 tons of trinium translates into a whole lot of ammo. We couldn't make it keep working anyway, Lana said. Says here it requires a machinator or an equivalent path to operate. But, aren't we worried the aliens who put it here will be angry we took it? You heard Alzigo, Nori said. Humans have a claim on the moon, which makes whoever landed here a trespasser. So we're free to confiscate everything's here. They might see it differently, Lana said. Then they're welcome to come back for us. Then they're welcome to come look for us, the large engineer said with a heavy scowl.
The guys who put it here had something to do with the calamity, and that puts them on my payback list. If the little green men have a problem with what we did..."
He cracked his fingers menacingly. Actually, the Akai, the little green men, are a peaceful race, Lana said. I read about them in the file Alzigo gave me. The Enthilda, the Enthidlian, the Enthidlin, however, are tall and blue, like the dead one we found on the ship. According to their description, mining uninhabited planets is right up their alley.
"Whatever,"
Bulko scoffed. He got up on wobbling legs and bent his knees a few times.
"Good as new."
Let's get back to the Hummer and bring back Unity to pick up everything, Nori said. She looked at the young hacker. Any idea how we can bring the containers aboard? Yes, they each have anti-grav built in and can be controlled remotely. Good. The four returned to their vehicle. And Nori drove them back. This time, instead of jumping over the wide rift, she followed a path that Lana helpfully brought up, only having to jump over a narrow strip. Unity was waiting for them right where they'd left her, with the cargo door still lowered. Oh my god, so many R's. So many fucking R's. Unity was waiting for them right where they'd left her, with the cargo door still lowered. Once Nori drove the Hummer into the ship. Oh, Jesus Christ. Once Nori drove the Hummer into the ship, they took off their spacesuits and closed the main door. The ship's life support kicked in, filling the space with breathable air. Nori tugged at her spacesuit and it unfolded from her body, leaving her in her normal clothes. Jesus. Thanks, guys. Thanks for this. The other followed suit, then followed the navigator into the bridge. Nori called for her seat, and her hands reached to activate her mini terminals. I'm cutting off life support in the cargo hold. No sense in stressing the systems. We're going to reopen it to pick up the containers anyway. Unity lifted gently as Nori steered her toward the mining site, and they zoomed over the rift as if it was nothing more than a crack in the ground. In no time at all, they reached their destination, and Nori gently guided the freighter down. We're in position, she said. Lana? This is harder than the song is going to be. The young woman frowned at her light console. The sensors on this ship are utter crap. They keep picking up compatible signatures, but don't actually manage to lock on to the containers.
"Damn," Bulko said. "We've already strained life support pretty badly. If we'll have to go out and bring them in by hand, I'm not sure the system can handle pressurizing the hold again."
Fuck you, carpet. Bunching up. Shit. Bah.
"I'm not sure the system can handle pressurizing the hold again. It could kill them."
We'll have to risk it, Nori said. Those containers are the reason why we traveled all this way. We can't leave them behind. We don't need to risk it. I'll go into the cargo hold, put on a suit, and bring them in. After that, I'll go into the Hummer with the rest of the suits and use the air supply to repressurize the interior. Combined, it should be enough until we reach the space station. That's too risky, Nori objected. You don't know if 3 suits are enough to repressurize the Hummer, and even if they do, it might not be enough to last the trip back. Do you have a better idea that won't potentially kill us all? Wait, no, sorry, that was supposed to be the dude. Okay.
"We don't need to risk it. I'll go into the cargo hold, put on a suit, and bring them in. After that, I'll go into the Hummer with the rest of the suits and use the air supply to repressurize the interior. Combined, it should be enough until we reach the space station."
That's too risky, Nori objected. You don't know if 3 suits are enough to repressurize the Hummer, and even if they do, it might not be enough to last the trip back.
"Do you have a better idea that won't potentially kill us all?"
Wait, I think I know a better way, Lana said. Nori and Bulko looked sharply at her. Just give me a minute. She closed her eyes and concentrated.
What the hell are you doing, girl?
Bulko demanded. I still haven't assigned the free point from the level up, she said, with her eyes still closed. I'm increasing my intelligence to 6, and... Oh, wow. Her eyes flew open, and she smiled brightly at them. This is awesome. I feel like my brain got a jump start from drinking 10 energy drinks.
Bulko frowned. So now that you're smarter, you think you can come up with a better plan?
Not exactly. She took out a small metallic item from her pocket and held it up triumphantly. The sensor enhancement implant, Nori said, suddenly understanding what the expert meant to do. Exactly. Lana held the implant over her temple. The metal melted and flowed under her skin. She squinted rapidly several times as her friends gaped at her.
Holy hell.
Bulko took a step back, unable to take his eyes off the young woman. Lana frowned. What's wrong? Lana, your eyes, Nori said. They turned blue.
And they have a grid,
The large man added. Lana looked worried for a moment. Then she smiled. I can see more of your details now. Your paths, highest attribute, and the amount of implants you have are now visible.
Handy,
Bulko said dryly, regaining his composure. So, can you finally tell us what Nathan's path is? Nori asked. Lana threw a guilty look at the young man, and he nodded in response. He's a technomancer, she said slowly. All right. And that'll be it for Earth Force. That was fun. Thank you for requesting that I do it in Scottish. Yeah, so on to the next request. By the way, anything that you guys hear today, obviously, you won't. This particular one is not going to be narrated in a Scottish accent, unfortunately. But it will be available on audiobooks sometime soon. But if you can't wait for audio and you want to pick up the Kindle edition of the book, you can check in the description below, and there are links to everything that we're doing today, except for the I Can Do It Better song, which I don't give a shit about. But yeah, the link to the Kindle version of Earth Force is down below. So check it out if this sounded interesting to you. More water. I couldn't do Creole. Creole is too hard. I could do a French accent. You want me to do that for the next request? I can do it. Yeah, well, this is the first time someone's backing you up. Haughty Frenchman? I don't know how to do it. With this kind of with this kind of attitude. All right, we'll do Frenchie for the next request. All right, I gotta find it. What is it called? Ignite. Maybe I'll just search for Ignite. Here it is. Yay, we got it. Andre Pisco. All right, let's look at this fucker. Alec is the main character. He thinks thoroughly before talking, speaks calmly, and never loses composure. Tommy is the exact opposite. He's energetic and has a loud voice. Gordon has a deep voice, and Mimi has a girly voice. The guy from a rich city, he has an older, rough voice, like someone who has been smoking his whole life. All right, here we go. Ignite, the Fireborn Chronicles, Book 1, by Apisco, it's with Andre Pisco. You can find the link in the description below.
All right. The arena was filled for the final of the 23rd tournament. The frenetic environment spread through the corridors. The shaking of the alcohol-filled glasses, the chilling voices of the leaders of each cheerleading squad, and the gentle tone of the host were usual presences. The final was about to start, and the seats were already almost entirely occupied. The dazzling blue and purple lights the dazzling blue and purple lights. Purple? Good idea. Road trip New Orleans so I can go learn Creole. Tax business expense. Tax write-off. Fuck yeah. Okay. Purple. I don't know how to say purple with a French accent. The dazzling blue and purple lights surrounded the arena, offering the cameras an appraisable plan. Thousands of sweaty people leaned against each other. Thousands of sweaty people leaned against each other, resembling small, trapped insects. The only difference is that the people did it for pleasure, for the happiness of seeing one of them have the chance for something better. The annual final was going to be played between Alec and Tommy, who were longtime friends, but opposites in classes. Alec, a promising wizard, wounded from the past, who was still learning to accept and master the fire in his veins, contrasted Tommy, the tall warrior with clenched fists and a yellow smile, who was cherished by all. Equipment or special items were prohibited during the tournament to level the playing field and ensure that the champion won through their own strength. Won through their own strength. Learn through their own strength. One through their own strength. 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 Ugh. Alec, class wizard. Specialization, fire. HP, 200 out of 200. HP. Attack, 70. Defense, 45. Oh, that sounded German. Defense, 45. Agility, 45. Wisdom, nope, that's also German. Wisdom, 60. Tommy, class, warrior. Specialization, electric. HP, 150 over 150. Attack, 85. Defense, 30. Agility, 70. Wisdom, 30. That's starting to sound German. German and French. So hard to stop the bleeding of them into each other. How to write off Mardi Gras as a business expense. Yes, please. When is Mardi Gras? I don't even know when that is. Do people celebrate Mardi Gras outside of New Orleans? The commentators kept repeating that it would be a memorable match. Two young men in their prime, both in their 20s, who knew each other's movements and had a mutual desire to rise in life. Neither would walk away, let alone be subdued. The referee whistled, and the audience rose to applaud the beginning of the fight. February, okay. All right, so I forget all the character voice descriptions because I've been so busy trying to be French. Alec, speak calmly, never lose composure. Tommy, energetic, loud voice. Gordon, deep voice. Mimi, girly voice. Guy from a rich city, older, rough voice. Okay. Are you ready to give them a show they won't forget? They won't ever forget? Tommy asked, opening his hand and motioning for Alec to approach him. I hope you practiced a lot. I won't be nice just because we're friends, Alec replied, smiling at him. It wasn't happiness, but joy at being about to fight against one of his best friends, someone who always pushed him over his limits. Didn't you notice? Tommy said, showing the bones between his red fingers. I trained too much to lose. So much training for nothing, Alec replied. Show me what you got. They tease each other. The fight is about to get interesting, one of the commentators shouted. The fighters moved diagonally, looking for an opening in the opponent's defense. Their closed faces and slow, controlled breathing were signs of their focus on the fight. Tommy had a slight smile on the corner of his mouth, unlike Alec, who kept his face serious. The effusive public shrieked, eager for the fight to begin. Rumors spread around the benches. Some said that the young people had spent the last month without speaking to each other, training only for this moment, while others said that the winner was already decided. Tommy stopped and placed his right foot in front of his left, gaining balance before firing like a bullet toward his rival, who was surprised by the speed of the attack. Alec didn't have time to defend himself or to divert, and was hit in the middle of his face. The bone marking on Tommy's hand the bone marking on Tommy's hand marked Alec's face, which turned to a reddish color and distracted him long enough for Tommy to keep the pressure on him, and to attack him once again. "You're gone!" Tommy shouted. "Thunder Fist!" he shouted mercilessly. An effervescent light lit up his face. His left hand increased his attack to 100 and caught the spectators by surprise. They stood up and clapped, shouting Tommy's name as if he was already the yearly winner. The fight looked like it was going to have a quick end. Alec looked helpless, and Tommy was approaching him at speed that made him almost imperceptible. As Tommy stretched his arm toward Alec's body, a huge explosion took place on the arena, spreading the ashes across the audience, making it impossible to see the stage, which was now surrounded by a brownish fog. Everyone had to wait until it dissipated. No, everyone had to wait until it dissipated. The public ignored the warnings to move away from the stage and forced their approach, some knocking others unceremoniously to the ground. The curiosity was greater than their own safety. After a few seconds of waiting, small gaps began to emerge in the fog. I don't know if I'm doing that right. Time seemed to drag on. Time seemed to drag on with doubt and enthusiasm. In the center of the arena was Tommy, still with an outstretched arm, and Alex surrounded by orange-colored flames, which served as armor. Which served as armor. Which served as armor. And she. I haven't done French in a long time. Fuck you guys. Where we go? Armor. And shielded him from his rival's punch. The flames spread over Tommy's fragile, semi-nude body and trapped him in an unboxed hell. Alex's attack increased 40 points, while Tommy's HP was falling. No matter how hard he tried to move, from kicks to punches to blows, the fire was too strong. The more strength he used, the more the fire around him increased. Alec was a few steps away. Sweat trickled down his forehead, but he didn't even blink. He focused on his adversary, and the world around him ceased to exist. That's true. If I don't use it, I will lose it. "Infernus Endum!" Alec exclaimed, closing his right fist. The heat increased throughout the arena. Some people removed their t-shirts, others fainted briefly, but there was no effect on Alec. The fire lived in him. The flames around Tommy doubled, and the color grew even redder. Alec's power of attack continued to increase, and Tommy's squeezed eyes were a signal of the oncoming defeat. In an act of desperation, Tommy focused all his energy on his right fist and prepared for his last chance. It was all or nothing. The hope of victory melted with his strength, lighting his whole arm as he moved slowly and carefully. Oh, no, that was Scottish. Lighting his whole arm as he moved slowly and carefully. He was less than 7 steps away from Alec and only had 20 HP. The scorched scent spread through the arena. His fist went toward Alec, who didn't even try to deflect. The flames created a barrier thick enough to hold Tommy's punch once more. The boy eventually lost consciousness, unable to withstand the wounds on his body and the black smoke that was now scattered through the whole arena. His HP hit 0.
while Alex was still around 90. The audience rose on their tiptoes and went crazy. Back to German. The audience rose on their tiptoes and went crazy, shouting Alex's name, who stood silently in the fighting ring. He didn't celebrate, nor did he smile, a habitual attitude of a true mage. He showed no emotion and acted as if he expected victory. The yellers around the ring promptly turned to Tommy and helped him regain his senses. Alec was the first. Alec was the first. First? Alec was the first to reach out to help him. Alec was the first to reach out to help him up. Congratulations, Alec. Deep down, I guess we always knew it was going to be you, Tommy said, smiling despite missing the only opportunity to get out of the miserable town they lived in. Thank you. Either of us could have won. Alec answered him and was interrupted before he could continue. Our winner this year, Alec! Shouted the hostess, her shrill voice rasping into the microphone and buzzing in the ears of even those who were watching at home. He was awarded an invitation to the renowned Drexus Academy, where all sorts of classes and specializations from all different parts of the country trained together. After the outcome of the tournament, Alec was sent to the dressing room of one of the representatives of the technological city. Motherfucker. Which voice is amazing? The hostess one? Let me try one more time. After the outcome of the tournament, Alex was sent to the dressing room of one of the representatives of the technological city. A man in his 40s, with blue eyes and a black beard, with a few whirlwinds on his chin, waited for him. Shrieking. He rubbed the right side of his cheek until it got red and bruised and used his left hand to pull his hair back constantly. He approached Alec, looking in his eyes and stammering something to himself. Finally, he picked up a white letter, still closed, and handed it to him. It smelled like jasmine, as if it had been It smelled like jasmine, as if it had been It smelled like jasmine, as if it had been perfumed on purpose, to make it seem more delicate and important. Alec opened it carefully and read the small letters on the thin paper. We invite you to join the renowned and famous Drexus Academy, where you can learn to control, dominate, and increase your powers, as well as have the possibility to socialize with young people with the same desire and will. You will be offered a room, a monthly monetary amount, and a weapon or item chosen by a teacher. We wait for you. In the lower right corner was Director Loris' signature. Scribbles almost impossible to read were it not for the swift explanation of the Scribbles almost impossible to read were it not for the swift explanation of the representative. Okay, so I guess this is I'm gonna say this is the rich guy.
You better listen, boy, because I won't repeat myself. You have 24 hours to say goodbye to your family and solve any childish problems that a poor man like you might have. It's probably the only thing you can do to spend time at the end of this world. After these 24 hours, if you are not at the arena's door with a bag with your belongings, we leave without you. Understood?
Alec nodded. As he turned his back, he frowned and sighed. It was not the first time someone had despised him, but it was the first time he felt insignificant. He had the opportunity in his hands and couldn't risk it, despite his willingness to show the representatives that the place he was from didn't reflect his personality or his potential. On the way home, people who knew him since he was a child stopped him several times, tears flowing down their cheeks as they told him how proud they were. He remained impassive and composed, despite the embarrassments that ran through his body. He belonged to the category of people who didn't like to be touched, who abhor the mere touch of strangers because of the memories that it releases. Endorphins spread through his brain, adrenaline through the veins, and eventually he hid in a well-known alley. Many nights had been spent there, taking refuge from those who were looking for him. Yellow smiles, dragging rusted metal swords on the floor, the white walls stained brown, weakened by the passage of time, not to mention the smell of beer that Alec hated so much. Children murmured in the distance, commenting on the combat and imitating their movements. They weren't old enough to receive a chip to know what waited for them after. Alec had a similar experience. At age 15, he received the chip, and it was with appreciation that his mother hugged him, happy that he had such useful power. He scarcely suspected that the usefulness of which she spoke to him would lead him to hard work. Days spent working in construction, the innocence of youth denied to him, He shook his head and pushed his thoughts away. He thought to himself that it was time to put the past behind him, a baggage that he had to leave in place with no future, assuring himself that everything would change. He left the alley and walked in the streets full of people who went out to celebrate. They sang and drank with the violet sunset as background. The black market was open. It didn't have the usual dozen stalls, but some of Alec's acquaintances were not wasting a moment as good as a tournament's finals. One of them, experienced in those wanderings and seller of material for the workers, had shared with the boys that the tournament many parents would pass by. What? That after the tournament, many parents would pass by to buy items or weapons to reinforce their children. To reinforce their children. They would be soaking in alcohol and with a tiny hope that one day it would be their child leaving. That sounded German too. They charged hope. They charged hope since humanity had long been lost in the streets without an owner. Alec waved at all those who congratulated him, even though his heart was tightening more and more, and his head asked for a rest. He wasn't accustomed to having so many eyes on him. He hurried to the end of the street. As soon as he turned the corner, he noticed that Tommy was waiting for him in front of his house. His HP was fully recovered, and his arms were plastered. There was no bitterness in him. He just wasn't the kind of person he was. Beside him were Mimi and Gordon, the other members of the group. Mimi wore her usual black skirt and lace stockings, contrasting with her pallor and amber eyes, while Gordon, the oldest, wore shorts with two no with two wide rips on the right side, and a stained white T-shirt that was not large enough to contain his huge muscles. Its shoulders were close to ripping the thin fabric. I wonder if that's my phone.
I still can't believe you're going to leave.
Mimi told him, clearly saddened by the news. She moved away from the wall and straightened her short skirt.
We'll miss you, you know.
Does Alec know what missing you means?
Gordon added, and laughed until he lost control, looking like a pig doing so.
Of course he knows. He's going to miss us too, isn't he?
Mimi asked, and walked over to him, nudging his belly.
Why didn't you participate earlier? You had 2 years to do it.
Funny, as always. Yes, I will. I wouldn't have come this far if it had not been for you. Alec began. A few years have passed, and we have not yet parted. Just because I'm going away, don't think you will never see me. Just because I'm going away, don't think you will never see me again, he said, and looked at Tommy. Tommy smiled at him. He had not won, but was happy for him. Honestly, I just didn't feel that it was the right time, or that I was... No, wait, that's still Alec. Honestly, I just didn't feel that it was the right time, or that I was strong enough. But this year I knew I had to do it. I'm tired of seeing children recruited by guilds. It's getting worse, Alec confessed. I didn't have the opportunity to congratulate you on your victory. Nevertheless, don't even think that I won't continue training every day. We are not done. One day, we'll have our rematch, Tommy said enthusiastically and clenched his fist, despite the pain. They have healed my wounds, but it still hurts. God, it hurts.
don't know why I did that. And one day we'll meet again and change everything for the better. I know we will. I hope you continue, Alex said in a monotone voice. There's something I want to ask you, Tommy. To me? Alec asking someone for help? Isn't fame supposed to make you arrogant? Tommy asked sarcastically, followed by an uncontrolled laugh. I'm sorry, I'm feeling so goofy because I have to do the French accent. I wouldn't ask you if it wasn't necessary. I need you to take care of my family. Without me here, I'm afraid something will happen to them, Alec confessed, lowering his head so he wouldn't have to face Tommy. I promise. I'm going to visit them once or twice a week to make sure they're okay. That enough? It is. Thank you.
We will accompany him. Don't forget, Alec, we're family.
Mimi told him and hugged him. Whew. He responded with a few pats on her back, enough to show appreciation without overdoing sentimentality. Mimi, we better go. They need some time alone, Gordon said, sensing the aura of mystery hovering in the air. Besides, Alex has to get ready for tomorrow. Make sure you don't scare anyone when you get there.
Only 20 years and sometimes he looks like he's already 50. Only 20 years and sometimes he looks like he's already 50. Alec, make sure to be nice and make new friends. They won't be as cool as we are, but don't even think about staying there all alone. And please, don't forget to come back. We'll miss you.
Mimi added. She turned her face away, hiding her tears from everyone else. Okay, I'm going to stop there. There's like a little bit more to go, but we are running out of time. So thank you to Mr. Apisco and Pisco, Andre Pisco, I think is his name. Seemed kind of interesting. Let's see if you guys were intrigued beyond the French accent and you thought that the plot sounded interesting. The link to the Royal Road page is down below in the description, that is. And lastly, let's do our cringe theater nonsense. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. Why do you people do this to me? Okay, I gotta find the lyrics. I can do anything but new lyrics. It's from a musical, I guess, called, oh my god, this is long. It's from a musical called Annie Get Your Gun, which I've heard of, never seen. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna listen to it real quick. Sorry, because I don't know the entire thing. Hate you guys. Yeah, let's see.
It's going to be a pleasure to give you a lesson in marksmanship.
You couldn't give me a lesson in long-distance spitting. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
This isn't as bad as I remember.
Yes, I am. My wrist is a single country.
I can get a soul with a bow and arrow.
I can make fun bread and cheese.
Only on back.
Yeah.
Smoking a rack.
Any note you can reach, I can go higher.
I can sing anything higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
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 No, you can't.
Oh boy.
Anything you can buy, I can buy cheaper. I can buy anything cheaper than you.
50 cents.
40 cents.
30 cents.
20 cents.
You can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can say, I can say softer.
I can say anything softer than you. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I can mix the liquor faster than a flicker.
I can drink it quicker and get even sicker.
Oh, I can't do that part.
Anything you can wear, I can wear better. And what you wear, I look better than you.
In my coat,
In your best.
in my shoes,
In your hat. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
anything you say, I can say faster.
I can say anything faster than you.
Again. I can come up here.
I can wear a girdle.
I can hit a sword.
I can spell it better.
I can do most anything.
If you make it mine, neither can I.
Any note you can sing, I can sing sweeter.
I can sing anything sweeter than you.
So you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to whoever wrote this song. It's pretty good. I think the reason I didn't like it before is because because I think the context that I'm used to seeing it in, I didn't know that it was like in this musical with these interesting characters. Maybe it's the performance, you know. But anyway, let's try this out. So on Andrea from Super Sales versus Miller from War Eternus. Let's try this.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can shoot a partridge with a single cartridge.
I can get a sparrow with bow and arrow.
I can live on bread. I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that?
Yes.
So can a rat.
Oh, dude, this is really hard. Back and forth between these two voices is fucking difficult. I'm like getting worn out very quickly.
Yes, it's Miller.
Okay.
Any note you can reach, I can go higher.
I can sing anything higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
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 No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Anything you can buy, I can buy cheaper. I can buy anything cheaper than you.
50 cents.
40 cents.
30 cents.
20 cents.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
I don't know why he says that again. Okay.
Anything you can say, I can say softer.
I can say anything softer than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. I can drink my liquor faster than a flicker.
I can drink it quicker and get even sicker
I can open any safe.
without being caught.
Yes.
That's what I thought, you crook.
Any note you can hold, I can hold longer.
I can hold any note longer than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
I'm like starting to sound like Jade instead of Andrew.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I think that's as long as I can do it.
Anything you can wear, I can wear better. And what you wear, I'd look better than you.
In my coat?
In your vest.
In my shoes?
In your hat.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can say, I can say faster.
I can say anything faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
I can jump a hurdle.
I can wear a girdle.
I can knit a sweater.
I can fill it better.
I can do most anything.
Can you bake a pie?
No.
Neither can I.
Anything you can sing, I can sing sweeter.
I can sing anything sweeter than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Okay, that's it. I did as well as I could. I'm sorry. All right. So that's your cringe for today. I wish you had made me pass out. That'd have been hilarious. But yeah, that's our cringe theater for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed torturing me again this time. I need to get back to work. But thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me and sitting through the entire show. Thank you for making accent suggestions. And the new poll will be up soon so that you guys can determine the next one. And again, sorry for taking an entire month to do a request only. But this last month has been incredibly busy. I lost a lot of sleep and probably gained quite a few gray hairs. It's just been very stressful. And this weekend has been a very, very short reprieve. Like I still don't feel ready to go back to work, but I have to. So, anyway, yeah, I think there's another Sound Booth Theater Live coming up this week. If of course it was cringy. Come on. Um, this coming week there should be another Sound Booth Theater Live, I believe, with Will Watt, and yeah, I'll be joining for those two. So just keep an eye out. Please, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do so. If you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button if you did like it, and if you did like this particular episode. And yeah, our Facebook group keeps growing. We're almost at 1,000 members. So if you guys could please help out with that, if you have friends that you think would be interested in hanging out with us and all of our fans, please send them to the Facebook group. The link is in the description below. And yeah, and if you have friends that might enjoy this show, please have them come subscribe to our channel. We need more viewers. This year has been amazing. I mean, every year has been more amazing than the last as far as Sound Booth Theater being successful and producing, and us gaining more talent, and in increasing the quality of our productions. And so we need all the support we can get. We need as many listeners and viewers as we can get, because we have big plans. The website is going to be done very soon, and the website is actually like, it's just the first step. I know we redid the website last year, and it was okay, but this year it's going to look way better, and it's going to be very nice, and you'll be able to like shop there, but not in the same way that you'll be able to shop there probably by next year. I mean, very hopefully the end of this year, but next year probably. We have a lot of big plans, and we need this community to grow and become even more solid. You guys are all so dedicated to picking up our audiobooks. I really appreciate that. So I figure, you must have friends that have the same attitude. If so, please, again, bring them over to our Facebook, bring them over to this YouTube channel, have them subscribe, join us, and things will continue to grow. Our productions will keep getting better. And yeah, that's about it. That's the show.
Thanks again. I love you guys. Bye.